Welcome everybody to Nine's Corner. I'm Nine. It's nice to meet you, and if you're returning, welcome back, my dear friend. And first and foremost, I just have to say thank you for being a friend. Seriously, guys, I felt so much support and love. I mean, literally, I was just like, watching my numbers kind of going down on the weekly vibes and just said, I'm not sure if I should do it. And you guys just overwhelmed me with support and love. And I even got a shout out from Linda G on her community channel. I mean, it's just been so overwhelming. And it's just been a hectic time. I had my parent teacher interview, then tax time. My husband's going away. So it's just like 101 things to do that's just been keeping me busy, busy, busy. And then I get like, oh my God, this is just amazing. Because I really feel like, I don't know if you could appreciate how I view you like literally as a friend, somebody I need in my life, somebody I enjoy spending time with. So to feel so overwhelmed with so much love, I am in a state of amazing gratitude. So I thank you, thank you, thank you. So enough with that. I'm not going to get all gushy and all that kind of good stuff. But have you been watching the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard court case? I will say that I had to stop watching it because listening to their private moments and hear, I'm just thinking, who does that? Who records? And it was just, it just felt like an invasion of privacy. It really did. And I mean, it was a lot of triggering stuff. So, I kind of watched what I had to watch. And then I thought, I don't need to know the details of these specifics. I'll get those from somebody else. But it's just such a not a nice case all around. So I don't know how you guys were feeling about it. But I thought first we're going to look at Mr. Trump because him and Piers Morgan decided to do a video together. I'll show you a sample here.
Okay, Piers, I'm ready.
A former president in denial.
I'll be completely straight with you to your face.
I think I'm a very honest man. Much more honest than you, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
It was a free and fair election. You lost.
Only a fool would think
You
that.
think I'm a fool?
I do now, yeah.
With respect.
Excuse me.
Okay, but with
The
respect, you haven't
legislature.
produced the hard evidence.
Excuse me.
The hard evidence.
Excuse me.
The most explosive interview of the
I
year.
don't think you're real.
I realize I'm not like
very
you.
dishonest. Let's finish up the interview.
Morgan versus
Turn the
Trump.
camera off. Very dishonest.
Only.
But it seems that it ended up that the commercial promoting it makes it seem as though something goes wrong, when in truth it looks like that was more of a jokey moment and this is just media BS. So I thought, let's have a quick look and just see what is going to be the actuality of this interview. How's it going to go? Just seriously, Piers Morgan and Donald Trump, could they pick two worse people? Like, that would just, I have no want to watch either one of them because both of them are just, they're just, there's so many words going, and I'm like, can't say that, can't say that. All right, let's have a look and see what this meeting is all about. Oh, man. I think that Piers Morgan and him are trying to bait and switch, more or less just say, hey, make it look like something's wrong, but in actuality, he's just trying to make Trump look more authentic. Look, je m'excuse, mon amis. I had to move the camera angle, so I needed to kind of switch that around. So I apologize. So right off the bat, we're looking at a traditional type of relationship. This was a business relationship in which Trump wanted to kind of, make his mark again, to make sure that we don't forget that he's there and possibly running. Piers Morgan, on the other hand, look, he's had a number of hits over the last little while. He's lost any kind of respectability or about his reputation. So he is looking to increase his viewership, and he's got a new show out. So this is all done for a business venture, obviously. Ooh. Interesting. What's going across it is transition. So maybe what they're expecting to come out of this interview is not going to be as good as what they thought for either one of them. Let's keep going. If we didn't know that it was if it was a business relationship, something that they were both doing and both getting something out of it, I mean, the cards are literally telling us that. Judgment. So there's going to be, like always, there's going to be viewership on this, and some people are going to be looking at it going, see, Donald Trump should run again. And then you're going to have the other side, which are going to hate Donald Trump and hate Piers Morgan. And I think they're both doing it seeking some, Piers Morgan seeking some kind of forgiveness in the sense of building back up his media numbers. And for Donald Trump, the same thing, trying to make him look like a realistic candidate. Oh, guys. Yeah, here it is. I mean, they're both literally using this as a venture to get away from the muddy waters they both created in both of their careers, going, and trying to make it better, both getting out of it what they need. Now, don't forget, they've worked together on The Apprentice, which I'm ashamed to say I watched, loyally. I'm so ashamed to say it. But I didn't watch for Donald Trump. I watched it for all the celebrities that came on it, and mostly, seriously watched it because my oldest son, that was our date night, and we would watch that show together and kind of, when you got a teenager, you want to do something together, and we talk and discuss who's going to win, and, Anywho. So they're going to be weighing out, there's so much of togetherness that this was a, I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine. Depending on who you are and how you see the situation, you'll think that Piers did better or Trump did better, or they both, walking away from everything. I mean, look, that Piers Morgan had no other choice but to walk away from everything that he has built up, because he, like so many, have let money, power, prestige, and pure pride and narcissism destroy him. And this could go for Donald Trump as well. How people will see it, I think people will just, again, I think that this interview specifically, because the Empress is there, is going to be something that may be used in the future. So maybe during the 2022 elections, this might be something that might be brought up for fodder. It would be a really good video to bring up, especially if you concentrate on his face, because, remember Nixon had the bad interview because he was so sweaty and all that kind of good stuff, but I won't go into all that. I think people, there's a lot of people that are looking at Trump and looking at Piers Morgan as their money, their stability, their finances. And they're hoping that this is going to be a good stepping stone for both of them to leap off and make something. Waiting for their ships to come in. This is, oh my gosh. I mean, the cards are literally just saying, screaming, this is a deal. This is all just for gain. A win-win, King of Swords. Well, okay, I just kind of had a couple of things. I think one, because we did talk about earlier about the fact that this could come as something that they'll use in the future. It could be something that will be used in a legal case against them. So I'm going to be interested to actually watch the interview, even though I can't stand the idea of having to watch both Piers Morgan and Trump all at the same time. Like I will need prayers to get me through it. But I also think that there's going to be this, Piers Morgan is a turncoat. So he will turn and say things against Trump. And Trump is the exact same way. These are two complete backstabbing losers that deserve one another. But I do think that it's going to eventually turn into something legal, possibly. That'll something from that. So I'm going to be forced to have to watch the interview. You see this, right? So to get into our next reading, I'll let you watch the next video.
Just awesome patriots that are sick of the bull. So thank you all. Kimberly. I think we're T-minus a couple of seconds here, guys. So check it out. Tune in. I'm gonna live stream it. It's gonna be good. Shout out Mark Meadows, an actual fighter, one of the few, a real fighter. Thank you, Mark. Kimberly.
Yes, have the courage to do the right thing. Fight.
Yes, Donald Trump Jr. has decided that he's going to go talk to the January 6th committee before he gets subpoenaed. And everybody's scratching their arse trying to figure out, oh my God, why would he be doing that? Well, maybe it's because his sister and his brother-in-law have already talked and did not plead the fifth and did not had, you know, and you think they're not discussing this and saying, hey, this is what we said, this is what we know. And he's thinking, oh, I better go in and CYA. So let's look at what Donald Jr.'s meeting with the January 6th committee will be. We've done a couple of interesting readings on him recently, especially with all the Mark Meadow texts and stuff. So I hope that's going to all get, you know, brought up. Oops. Okay, dropping cards. There's way too many of them. That was just me being a sloppy reader, not the universe saying, hey, Nine, look at this. Let's look at Donald Jr. What's going to happen with his January 6th meeting? I mean, I just picture Pinocchio, and I just can't see him just not lying, and his nose is just going to keep growing and hit people along the way. He'll be hitting his mic. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, that's the image I had to share with you. So, all right, so he is coming to CYA. He's going in with, I'm going to tell you what I want to tell you, but he's also going to definitely be pleading the fifth. He is going to try to come off as though he's offering something. Interesting. I really think this has to kind of like the focus of this is the information that he has shared and gotten from his sister and obviously his brother-in-law. Going across it, what his problem is that he is so involved in so many of the details that his name, his John Henry, going all the way back. Remember he was on the plane and Donald Trump supposedly, I remember about writing the letter and all that kind of stuff. I won't get into it. I can't remember the whole details. It's just, I'm just remembering like this is somebody in Trump's orb who's been involved in, that's right. He was involved in the conversations, remember, with the Russians and all that kind of stuff and Jared Kushner. And he said, there was nothing to be. Anyway, so he's involved in so much of it. So what's going against him is that he's got information that he found out from probably his sister and Jared Kushner, which told him that, look, you better go in and CYA because they have a lot of info. The problem going against him is that they have a lot of info. Underneath it all, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. You know, Donald Jr. keeps getting this Queen of Pentacles around him. And I just get the feeling or the vibe that it's more than just a girl figure. I think that at the bottom of this is stability, the want for that family stability, that want for that love. So I think he seeks a real mother's love and a real father's love. And what drives him is that want for that family stability. The Queen of Swords. Interesting, because we were just like, oh my God, we got queen, another queen. I think he's highly influenced by the women that are in his life, be it Ivanka, his mother, and I mean, obviously Kim. The best is yet to come. I mean, cuckoo. So yeah, I think, but this has to do with his past. So I think he must have been really crapped on. I think he had a lot of harsh words. And I think his mother might have been strict on him. I almost get the feeling of belittlement or you know, almost like he's smart enough to know that he's not smart, which sounds so unkind, but that's the feeling I get. I think there's a lot of influence of women around him. On top of this, he carries the load. He's the guy. He's got the info. Oh, he's carrying the weight of the world. The Nine of Pentacles. Is this the nail that's going to be in the coffin? Nine of Pentacles. See, the wish and the info with the bird, it could be like, he'll tell a certain amount of information, but he is going to plead the fifth and do that kind of stuff. And I mean, the fact is, this guy is Pinocchio. If anybody's going to lie on the stand, it would be Donald Trump's offspring of Donald Jr. I'm sure that, you know, in the pecking list, he's the first to go, you know, and I'm sure Ivanka and Jared would peck his eyes out before they turn on each other. Do you know what I mean? And we even said in our reading about Ivanka and Jared that we even said in our reading about Jared and Ivanka that I thought that oh my God, it just hit me that we had thought that that they would have brought up Donald Jr. in their January 6th reading. And here he's going in to do his reading, to do some covering up. Temperance, that's exactly what he's trying to do. He's trying to balance out any negative info or any info that they have, but he's not going to be completely forthcoming or anything like that. The King of Wands is there, so they're going to be looking for info. There's going to be some pushing. Literally a feeling of they're going fishing and they already know where the fish are. They already know what he's caught. They already know the weight. They know all of that, but they're just going to let him, you know, hook, line, and sinker, sink himself. Oh, exactly. Anyway. High Priest. The High Priest is here. That, yeah, he's going to give some information. He's going to hold back some information. He's got secrets, but he's got secrets that go back right back to the beginning. So, Two of Wands. Again, I will state this for the record. They better make sure that Junior does not have his visa. He's definitely... This is him covering his ass 100%, trying to figure out how do I I'm right here. How do I progress from here? Which way am I going to go? How do I cover without telling too much? But yeah, that's what's happening, guys. He's CYAing. Isn't that interesting? I just love the way the cards, like sometimes it's like I don't even have to read them. They just want to scream at me. I'm just going to ask one more question on top of this. How will Donald Trump feel about Junior's talk with the January 6th committee? Because if Trump feels good about it, then that means Pinocchio lied a lot. If he doesn't feel so good about it, well, then maybe there's something that's finally going to bring some justice. So let's look at what's there. What's it going to be? Knight of Cups. Oh, oh, I gotta stop that. Yeah. Trump is going to think that he did a good job. So Junior is going to play some games. He's probably going to plead the fifth, because I think he's such an integral part of this that he could, anything that he says can and will be used against him because he's involved. He's up to it as much as his father is. So I think Pinocchio is going to be on display, but I think that they already have a lot of information and they're just trying to catch him in something. I think Trump's happy that, he feels that almost as though him and Junior are smart enough that Junior can say this and everybody would be out of trouble. But what's sickening is that we have been together for a long time going, oh my God, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And it's like the name Teflon Don is there for a specific reason. So that's all. Anyway, guys, so that'll be our reading for today. As always, I thank you for your time, and we have our Unity candle lit for each and every one of us. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share, and do all that good stuff that helps my channel. I appreciate you more than words could say. I could spend the next hour just praising you guys up because I can't tell you how supported and how bonded I feel with this entity that's you. And I think that, when I watch other YouTubers, I know how much I come to care about them. And I don't allow that for myself to see that. You know what I mean? It's like, I guess I've been so conditioned to, this is weird, don't do that, anyway. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it more than words could ever say. And until the next time we chat, take care. Cheerio. Bye, friends.